Hello and welcome to Drake Day for IAE2952. We've got some good deals here, some good Warbond CCUs. We've also got some very questionable stuff going on with the pricing of ships versus game packages, and I'm going to get into that all. So jumping right into it with the least attractive deal that we have at the moment is the Drangonfly Black. So this is $40 or it is 270,000 alpha UEC in game. It's really not worth it. There's much better things that you can buy for this amount of money. In particular. And if we go across, you can see the first one of that is the Cutter. Now it is $45. I'll talk about its game package at the end. This is a great ship. I've already flown it, bought one myself because I think that it's such a good ship. I'm not sure what it's going to cost in game, but as a starter, I'm expecting it to be about 700 to 800k alpha UEC, which I think is going to be a really good deal. But it provides transport. It's a starter, so it can do light fighting. It can do box missions. It's just a really versatile ship, and I think it's a great option if you're just getting into the verse. Next we have the Mule, $45 again. It's too much to spend on ground vehicles. All ground vehicles about this. Now you can't buy it in game yet. You should hopefully 318. I'm expecting it. Look, the Ursa is about 70k alpha UEC. I think this will come in the same. So don't spend your money on the Mule unless you really like it or if you have it previously from an LCI token. The Herald, I love this ship. It was one of the first ships that I bought in the game. The huge engines at the back, really appealing. Also the data running roll, which I can't wait to see. $85, I think is a good price for what is a profession starter. As I see it, so similar to the Prospector and the Vulture, which are both around that 140 mark. So $85 for a profession starter that you can fly now, have a lot of fun flying. Can't really do anything with, but you can fly it. Super cool ship. The Cutlass Black. Now, I like this ship. This is all-rounder. Great starter if you're willing to put in the $100. Can do combat amazingly. Can do starter multi-role combat really well. Also has decent cargo space. It is only 1.4 million alpha UEC in the game, so you could get something like the Cutter to start with and then easily earn your way up to a Cutty Black in game, which is honestly, if you're trying to reduce how much you spend on this game or you're trying to minimize how much you spend to get into it, just get a Cutter. I love the ship. Again, I would probably not recommend spending money on it. Absolutely amazing ship, but get a Cutter, Cutty Black, earn money in the game, and then you can easily spend the 1.4 million alpha UEC in order to buy this in the verse. Cutlass Red, great ship, 2 tier 2 medical beds, a lot of fun, used to be more useful than it is now. It's only 1.8 million alpha UEC in game. I still don't think it's bad value to buy, given that it is a Cutlass, but I would still recommend getting something like the Cutty Black or the Cutter, earning in game. Vulture is super exciting. It's in concept. You can walk around it in game at the expo. It's waiting on 318 with the salvage mechanics. It's a profession starter similar to the Prospector for salvage. Super exciting. If salvage is what you're into, strongly recommend this ship. The next one up is the Reclaimer, which is obviously significantly more expensive. The Cutlass Blue is a earning game, 2.5 million alpha UEC versus $175. You could get a profession starter like the Vulture or the Prospector and, in a night or a couple of nights, earn what you would need for the Cutty Blue. So I would recommend that instead. Cutlass Steel is a joke, $235. It's 1.3 million in game, so even CIG kind of knows it's a joke because it's the same as the base level Cutlass. This will become more of a menace in terms of NPC dropships, NPC reinforcements coming in, where you have a full Cutlass Steel, NPCs on 2 guns in each door and the 1 gun on the back ramp and the turret, and all of those jump seats filled, then it'll become a massive menace. And I'm looking forward to seeing that and fighting them. Corsair, Drake's answer to the 400i. Great ship, great looking ship. I love the wings. I love the fact that they can fold and you kind of have that extra design aspect of it. $250, while not a bad price, I think you can chain up to it and save a fair bit of money there. It's originally $215. You can get it for around that original concept price by doing some of the chains over this weekend. But we'll look at that in a sec. The Caterpillar, another absolutely fantastic ship. Second largest cargo ship in the game, dedicated cargo ship, only beaten by the C2. Fantastic to fly, has a lot of future potential gameplay. So if you're looking to get into cargo running, this is a really good option, such as the cab comes off, not yet, but the cab will eventually come off and become its own ship, and we've been told about potential modularity of the different cargo bays, which will really expand what the ship can do. I hope it does get to the point where you could do hospital caterpillars or agriculture caterpillars or drug lab caterpillars, or turn it into a, with the front doors, turn it into a mini carrier type ship. That would just be absolutely fantastic, and I can't wait to see where that one goes. Then we get into the big bad Kraken. Personally, not something that I would buy with real money. I would love as like an ultimate end goal in game to have one, probably the Privateer, which we'll talk about next, but is an absolutely cool concept as a flagship for a massive organization. You will need a lot of people to crew the ship and to make the best use out of it, because you'll need crew for every single fighter or cutlass or ship that you have with it. You'll need support ships that fly with you. You'll need engineering. You'll just need a lot of people to fly this ship, but it's absolutely amazing in concept. Same with the Privateer. The Privateer has more of the same aspects, but also marketplace. Obviously, it can land on planets. The backstory behind the Privateer is that a company called Cousin Crows took the Kraken and converted it and added a mod kit that turned it into the Privateer, that added all of these extra features, which turn it into an absolutely amazing org-based ship. It has the marketplace, so you could go, you could mine, you could then refine something like an Expanse, and then you could sell whatever you want to make from that marketplace. The daily deal today is the Caterpillar with 10 years insurance. I think this is a great deal. I don't think it will come back with the changes they made to CCUs this year. If you're interested in that, go check out my video on CCU chaining. However, if we look at this, you could go from a Starfarer to a Caterpillar for $5, which is a $30 jump, and so a $25 saving. This in a chain up to a larger ship like an Odyssey or a Perseus would really save you a chunk of money. And give you a good step up. The other upgrade, Warbond Edition, is the Corsair, getting it down. So you go from a Terrapin at $220 to a Corsair at $250, $5 again. That is quite a good saving that you can get, and it's almost bringing it down to around the original concept price, bringing it down to about $225. So that combined with, say, the starter pack for the cutter, you could then save, this is 25% off, you could save a fair bit of money getting up and probably get it close to that original pack. The cutter is being sold separately as a Warbond ship, but it's also being sold as a package. The package is $5 more. You get a paint, you get a copy of the game, and you get LTI. We're not entirely sure, but it has been talked about that having multiple copies of the game could be a good thing potentially in the future with NPC crew members. We're not sure. It might help, it might not. But for $5, you get a paint, you get LTI, you get a copy of the game, and it gives you more flexibility down the line. So say, for example, if you already had an Aurora that had 3 months insurance, you might choose to get rid of that, melt it, use the money to upgrade the cutter through some CCUs into something else. And so I think this is a really good option for that $5 more. You also get a little bit of extra starting cash, not that that's going to make a massive difference. And so overall, that is Drake, IAE2952. I think there's the 2 Warbond deals that we have are really good, and I can't wait to play with the cutter more and more, and can't wait to do a 0 to hero with the cutter. As I mentioned, if you want to learn more about CCU chaining and the changes they made, watch my video on CCU chaining at IAE2952. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the verse.